Hey everyone, Kevin from Amdahl Hearing. Today we're going to go through our next step in that hearing aid fitting process. So this is the next in our line of how to buy hearing aids without wasting your money. And so just to review, we've had a test, we've decided what hearing aids we were going to get, and we've had them fit. So now we're at the first follow-up. Now at Amdahl Hearing, we generally will schedule about 3 follow-ups right at the time of fitting. And we do that because we know that things are going to be rapidly changing both in your hearing and in your head throughout that time period. So at this first follow-up, the very first thing we want to do is get a gauge on how you're doing. How do you think you're hearing? Are there any necessarily too loud or too soft sounds? Are there any particular situations that you're struggling in? Once we've got that kind of out in the open, then we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about each and every one of those situations. And from my point of view, I'm also going to be paying attention to how you have the hearing aids in. You know, do we have them in correctly? Do we have a little piece sticking out? If it's an in-the-ear hearing aid, are they in all the way? Or, don't laugh, are they in the right ears? So once we've determined that everything is where it's supposed to be and that physical or acoustic fit isn't going to be an issue, then we can start talking about the issues that people have. Now, in a lot of cases, people think immediately, I'm going to grab the mouse and start making changes. Now, what actually happens most of the time is once people have told me that things are maybe a little bit too loud, it always is followed up by another question. So it goes something like this. How are you doing with your hearing aids? They're too loud. Well, what's too loud? What do you mean, what's too loud? Well, are we talking specifically about everything, or are we talking about just a few things? Well, when my grandchild screamed, it was way too loud. It was kind of penetrating and hurt my ears. Okay, any other loud sounds that maybe are a problem for you? Sure, I was at a basketball game, and when people cheered, it got really loud. Now, those questions are going to be super important because we don't want to just turn everything down, because then your hearing is going to get worse. So all of those questions are designed not only to determine whether or not we need to make adjustments or not, or whether or not those changes are just normal. And what do I mean by that? Now, when people get hearing aids, oftentimes they'll tell me, things sound a little bit tinny. I don't like that. Well, that's where most people's hearing loss is. And when we correct for it, things do sound tinny. So in those cases, tinny is actually a good thing. We have to make sure if it's tolerable or not, but we want to keep pushing that envelope. This is another good time where you will see us verifying that fitting. And by that, I mean we're going to take some actual measurements and show you where your settings are relative to where they should be. And you can kind of figure out how much further we need to go before you're hearing optimally. All of these things lead up to a good experience and a very slow progression from where you were, with a very significant hearing loss, to where we want to be with the best possible hearing out there. It is a process, it does take some time, and that's what the next couple of visits are for that we'll be covering next time. Hey, I'm Kevin. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you like what you see today, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to keep getting this information, please subscribe to the Amdahl Hearing YouTube page. If you want to contact me directly, info@amdahlhearing.com. Find me online at amdahlhearing.com as well. Again, I'm Kevin Amdahl. I'm sure happy you joined me today. I look forward to seeing you real soon.